everybody review the minutes from last time? Or better yet, would anybody like to approve the minutes?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay, I'm not sure who said what, but the prior meeting's minutes have been approved. Okay, on to new business, or better yet, old business. Review the city comprehensive tree plan. Mr. Gray, you're on.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Pursuant to the city code, it is the responsibility of the commission to update annually and recommend to the mayor and common council a written tree plan. In June, city staff asked the commission to review and provide any comments back to city staff by August 3rd, 2020. On July 7th, 2020, planning staff reached out to Dr. Jason Scullion, and he is the chair of environmental studies at McDaniel College, and we wanted to see if student volunteers would be interested in surveying street trees within the city. Dr. Scullion was receptive to that, and we subsequently sent him a letter, or a formal request letter for the student volunteers. The request right now for city staff would be planning staff requests the commission hold off on taking any action on the city comprehensive tree plan until McDaniel College student volunteers have a chance to assist with the update. And if you have any questions, I will answer those, Mr. Chair.
No, it just, from what I remember, it was an inventory of the street trees location and size and condition, I want to say, and any hazards associated. Well, okay, yeah, it's in the, I see it here. Okay. No, I didn't have any questions. Anybody else have questions?
Not really.
Great. Okay. Is somebody going to reach out to Jason Scullion to find out if this is even, I guess, if he's even looking at this point? I know they just started, so.
I can get in touch with him, Mr. Chair, to see if there's any update on the status for student volunteers.
Yeah, I can just see, things falling through the cracks just because everything that's been going on probably on their end and our end, it's easy to forget about. So it would be great to find out. He may just say, hey, great, I forgot all about it. So
Yeah, absolutely. I will reach out to him.
cool. Thank you. Okay, moving on to new business. Tree Commission rules. Mr. Gray, you are on again.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Currently, there are no known commission rules, and staff has drafted a set of rules for commission review. Once finalized by the Tree Commission, planning staff will subsequently forward these rules to the city attorney for her review. The draft rules of order and procedure for the Tree Commission can be found attached to the my summary memo. And if anybody has any questions, please let me know.
No questions. I think we're ready to move on then. Or am I missing anything? Did I hear any questions?
No.
Okay. I didn't hear anything from Julie. So thank you.
It didn't look like I was listed on as a tree commission member or part of staff on that.
Oh, and Eric, we can add that. Sorry.
Dag, I didn't even notice that. You're right, Eric. Okay, I guess the next item then would be the December meeting, Drew, that you wanted to hold in November. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Chair. And regarding the reason to come to that, we were thinking we would like to move that to November to provide McDaniel College students, volunteers, a chance to compile their information for the comprehensive tree plan, and also provide the mayor and common council more time to review the tree plan before the end of the year. Instead of providing the mayor and common council the tree plan, you all would be scheduled to meet the second Wednesday of December and providing them the tree plan to review the last part of December within the holiday season. We thought we could just give the McDaniel College students a little bit more time and give the council more time. And in the commission rules of order and procedure, we also added to have you all have quarterly meetings, but to take the December meeting and hold that last quarter meeting in November instead of December. So
Are there any dates that you're recommending?
Well, it'd still be the second Wednesday of each month,
Great.
but it
Okay.
would just be March, June, September, and November.
Okay, second Wednesday of November. Great.
And,
Makes
and,
sense.
and that is all I have for that topic. If anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
Okay, not hearing any comments or questions. Commission comments. Does anybody want to contribute anything? I know these are weird having meetings like this, but any ideas brewing out there? Oh, I
We
just
are
had
devoid of ideas.
no, I mean, I had one thing I'd like to bring up. It really isn't my idea, but I thought it was a good one. Kevin from East Green came to one of our meetings, I want to say 2 or 3 meetings ago. I don't know Kevin's last name. I always call him the mayor because I see him.
Kevin
holding-
Dayhoff?
No.
Kevin Wagner.
Oh.
Wagner, that's it, yes.
Oh, that Kevin. Who
Yeah,
is
and
not
then-
really a mayor. Yeah. Got
He
it.
isn't, but he could be. But
Right.
in either case, he brought up a good point that, and Eric and Drew, you both noticed and have said that a lot of the trees that are coming out on Main Street, we can't replace because they probably shouldn't have been there anyway because of utility interference and other issues. And Kevin Wagner recommended possibly seeing if we could encourage homeowners along the major corridors, meaning Green Street, Main Street, although Main Street might be limited just because of the width from building to curb, of possibly planting and getting credit for front yard trees. And I didn't know if there was any, he thought of maybe some sort of credit that the homeowner would receive for doing this. I believe that's what he proposed. And I didn't know if you all would like to pursue that, or if you thought it was a good idea. It struck me as a good idea since obviously there's spots now we can't replant. Any comments or ideas?
It's definitely a good idea, but we also got to consider too the same issue that we're having on Main Street might run into on Green Street or anywhere. You putting a tree in a front yard, a lot of the utilities are going to be coming off the street through the front yard to the house. So that's going to be, a recurring issue.
Oh, I think you're right. It just gives us more opportunity to reclaim some canopy that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And plus then we have to have the property owner be on board with it as well.
Oh yeah, that's the biggie.
And then,
Yeah.
once, do we supply the tree? Do we plant the tree? But then is that all that we do? The maintenance of that tree is now the property owner's
Yeah, and then future liability.
responsibility.
of sidewalks
Right.
heaving, getting into plumbing. Eventually, it's going to get big enough where it has to come down. It eventually dies or becomes structurally hazardous. Um, I would think we would want to limit our, meaning the city's obligation to things like that.
Mhm.
And I'm unaware of other cities that do that. I imagine there are some that do encourage people to plant trees. I'm not real sure how they do it. I guess we can all peck around. Did you run across anything like that, Drew, when you were reviewing other municipalities' tree commission meeting or rules?
I do not recall off the top of my head, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Okay, because rather than reinventing the wheel, it might be good to look around. I'll check with some municipal arborists and see if anybody else has programs like that, to what they do to encourage, urban canopy, especially with homeowners. It's great we get information out, but if people aren't planting the trees, it's not going to help our canopy any. And as we've seen, there's plenty of open tree pits that probably will never have a tree just because of the issues that I brought up earlier of utility issues, especially. And that's pretty much been the problem, right, Eric?
Yeah, that's where we can get where there's utilities. DNR agreed, there's no point in trying to get a stump out where utility is and possibly, having an explosion or
Yeah,
electrical
exactly.
issues or water issues. Is best just to make
Avoid
that
that.
tree pit disappear.
And at this point, you don't really have open spots or too many open spots that you know of, right?
Correct. There's a couple that we need to try to get the stumps out, and if we can get them out, we can put a tree back. It's just a matter of getting the stump out, because usually that involves probably sidewalk removal to get that stump out.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So is it, the desire, obvious with the homeowners, is it really that we have homeowners that don't want tree pits, or is it, trees in their tree pits, or is it really that we just don't have available tree pits to put trees into?
It's well, the issue that initiated it was that there's fewer available tree pits, either because they're occupied already, or when a tree dies and comes out, we've discovered that there's actually utilities in that pit, and the tree probably shouldn't have gone in there in the first place.
yeah, when
But
they
there-
redid
Right.
Main Street, they put the trees in. They were just, root balls this big. And they don't account for when the tree grows and overtakes that pit, and there's a utility running. I got a gas line that goes right through the middle of one up on East Main Street.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess my question is, though, about Kevin Wagner's proposal. I mean, it seems to me, unless I'm missing something, that it's really, the problem is not really that homeowners don't want a tree in their tree pit. The problem is that we don't have enough available tree pits. Or is there something I'm missing here?
No, it's a little different. Actually, some people have front lawns, especially on Green Street, that aren't necessarily between the
Okay.
curb and the sidewalk. And it just, in other
Okay.
words, to have an urban canopy, it doesn't have to be in that little, well, jokingly, a lot of arborists call it the hell strip, the side between the sidewalk and the curb, that skinny little strip of land. It's hard to get things to grow and survive. And a lot of yards
Okay.
have
So,
more room than what really, especially Westminster has on Main Street. There just isn't. It's an old city, and there's a lot of
right, there aren't
sidewalk and
front
the
yards.
buildings. Yeah, the buildings are built, right up against pretty much the curb in a lot of places, or very close to the curb. So there isn't a lot of room.
Okay.
And-
Okay. So we're talking,
Yeah,
okay,
Kevin's
more
just
of the
saying, hey,
yards
maybe
on
we
Green Street.
Yeah, maybe we can expand our horizons by encouraging homeowners to
Okay.
to the urban canopy, which is a great idea. It's just like Eric brought up,
Yeah.
there's lots of liabilities and expenses and
Yeah.
things we got to account for, and
You know,
that's where,
if we're able to do that, where do we draw the line where this is as far as
exactly.
we go?
Yeah, I
Right.
would,
Exactly.
and I'm quite sure the city's budget is probably stretched pretty thin right now for a number of reasons. So it's I think if we're
Yeah.
going to
So I wonder.
yeah, go ahead.
I wonder. I'm the area that I'm thinking along Green Street that I think of is that West Green Street. Kind of from whatever that is, Anchor on down, where there's a lot of sun and there's not many trees and there are some front yards. What about even just like a city tax credit if you put in, a small tree kind of thing?
Yeah, I think something, and that's kind of what Kevin had brought up, I believe, was something along those lines of
Okay.
some sort of credit. And then I
Right.
think the rest of the liability and ownership then falls on the homeowner. And I
Right.
think
Right.
would be it's a harder sell but it's still a selling point.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I know where we're talking about, I kind of thought you were talking about the hell strips. I'm like, well,
Yeah, no, and
no,
Kevin
got it.
Kevin just brought up those, I think, Green Street, but there's other streets in the city that probably have front lawns that we could
Right.
sell to,
Yep.
or promote, I should say, promote. So it's I guess it would be more of like a community greening, expanding our urban canopy beyond Main Street because we're limited.
Right.
Yeah. So, and not to think of an urban canopy as just Main Street.
Right. Okay. Like I was, yeah.
So I'm going to check
I
with,
think, if there's
yeah. Go ahead.
if there's any way to pull something like that, I mean, I think obviously there'd be a whole education piece involved in that.
Oh, I think it would be.
A marketing, whatever marketing education, after you finally figured out how you thought you were going to do it.
Yeah. Well, this, are we having an urban forestry workshop this year?
It would not appear so.
Okay. It's just, that's a great resource just for the bodies that come to it. I know we can't have an in-person one, but a lot of those people that show up are municipal arborists that need credits. And it would be great to bug them and say, hey, what do you guys do to promote your urban canopy? Just make it a big open question. And they may have similar ideas, or it may be something we just don't even think of or haven't thought of. So.
Yeah, be a good network.
Yeah, it would be. And I know there is a network of urban foresters, at least within ISA, that's all they focus on is urban forestry. So, but I'll try and talk to some of the local ones that I know just to see what they're doing. How are they expanding their canopies? So, and it might be something great to pitch to McDaniel students, because a lot of those environmental science students end up not going out to the woods, but actually do work in urban type of settings.
Mm-hmm.
So they may have some ideas. Anybody else want to chime in? Oh, it's quiet. Darn, Cindy, you got some good ideas and questions. So.
Well, I can, the wheels are turning. If you were to involve McDaniel, I could see this as like a whole project thing because it's pulling in, like I said, you have marketing, you have education, you have the environmental aspect. But obviously you need somebody to kind of pull all that together, whether it be a faculty advisor or some retired person.
Well, that is the type of project though that those environmental science students look for a lot of times are coming up with proposals to
Right.
make change. So it's,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I think it has potential.
Well, is there any chance, Drew, when you talk to Jason about, doing this inventory, this proposed inventory of street trees, that if that would fit within his program, if there would be interest, say a Keystone project on how to increase urban canopy by increasing, homeowner planning or something along those lines?
I can talk to him about that, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
Cool.
So. Anything else on that? No? Okay.
No,
All quiet on the Western Front. So I guess we're on to staff and public comments, and it looks like it's Mr. Gray and Mr. Slitzer. So
And Mr. Chair, if I may,
sure.
I may have been mistaken, but I don't think the commission, we got a formal vote on the tree commission rules and holding the December commission meeting in November. If I may, can I get a formal vote on that? For the tree commission rules would be planning staff requests the commission review and approve the attached draft rules of order and procedure for the tree commission.
Okay, so I'll need a motion in a second.
motion to approve.
And I'll second.
Way to go, you guys. Okay, so that's been passed.
And then just a motion on holding the December commission meeting in November.
Oh, that's what we did.
Motion to, I thought that's what we just did, but
Oh,
Yeah,
that
that's-
was for the rules. The rules of order and procedure.
Okay. Can I
oh
make-
geez, I'm gonna take back my motion.
They're really gonna screw it up.
I don't like rules. Okay, motion to move December to November.
And I'll second.
Thank you. And then for the rules, I have Cindy as the motion and Tim as second.
Okay, that
Sure,
sounds
even
good
though
to
we-
me.
Even though I had no idea what I was motioning on.
And then, Mr. Chair, for the Arbor Day celebration, staff would just like the commission to discuss the date and time for the 2020 Arbor Day celebration. And if I can defer to you, Eric.
Yeah, actually, Ron Hunter, he left a voicemail with me today. I was in a class all day. Haven't been able to call him back, but he would be able to dig a tree up for me within the next couple weeks. Within the next 2 weeks time frame. So anytime after that, we can do something for an Arbor Day celebration. I guess it's going to be virtual.
Got it. Okay. That sounds good. Are we going to, I guess we're going to shoot for something around the state or National Arbor Day?
I'm not sure what date that is.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know they're kind of shifting targets. But yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Any other? Yeah, go
And
ahead.
we'll probably do it at City Hall because we had a couple trees come down from the tornado here earlier this year.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, you mean Emerald Hill, right? Emerald Hill City Hall.
Yes.
good. Yeah, and there's also ash that are declining that probably need,
Yeah, there's definitely one in there that needs to come down yet.
yeah. So there'll be open spaces. We may be doing a couple plantings there. Good. Well, that sounds great, Eric. Thank you.
And Eric, I guess you will get back in touch with us about the date and time for the meeting or the Arbor Day celebration.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, once hopefully I'll be able to get in contact with Ron tomorrow and can possibly nail down when he would have a tree ready for me and to go from there.
What species were you thinking of? I'm curious.
Well, I believe we had a hawthorn come down on the exit side of City Hall, and I was thinking about replacing that and then maybe a serviceberry as well.
Huh, cool. Okay.
Mhm.
That sounds good. Thank you. And Eric, it looks like you're up again about tree rate replacement.
Yes, I believe I sent an email out earlier about this new material that we're looking to doing a demo with the company to replace the cast iron tree grates that have to constantly be cut and
Yeah.
are uneven and tripping hazard to this new porous rubberized material. And I don't have the info with me right now. Like I said, I believe I sent an email. Hopefully everybody got that email.
Yeah, and you had like one tree pit that had something similar to it up on East Main.
Yes, it was a different company, but
Yeah.
kind of, and different material, but it's going to kind of be the same thing.
Yeah, it's similar looking. Yeah, I looked it up, so it looked similar to what was in that pit. No,
Yeah.
I think it's a great
Right.
idea.
Mhm. What do you do with all the old grates?
Well, right now the ones that we've been taking out, we store them for if we need them for another project, or if a tree grate breaks that we have now, or if we have to
Okay.
cut one, because of course the trees are getting bigger,
Yeah,
and we have grates
Right.
that have removed that have been cut. Instead of cutting one to fit the growth of the tree, if I can find one down at our storage area that I don't have to cut, that's already cut, then I just swap them out. That way, if we
Cool.
don't have an alternative for the tree grates, we won't have a new tree in a hole, 3 times the size of the tree where people can fall in.
yeah.
No, reuse is good.
So that's what we have. We're going to look into setting something up with the company to demo it, do a tree pit or two, and see how it goes with that, and if it works like it says it does and should. It's just a matter of coming up with the budget to do the rest of the trees.
Good. Well, that's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is all that I have on that.
Great. Okay. Okay, Mr. Gray, anything else?
No, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Does that mean I can motion to adjourn?
If you wish.
Does anybody have any other words? Wow, quiet out there. Okay, I'm moving to adjourn. Or can I
I'll
even
second
motion
it.
to adjourn? Okay. Is that kosher, Drew?
Yes, sir.
Great. Oh, I didn't know I could motion for that. Okay. Good. Okay. Well, I guess November, second Wednesday in November, we'll be getting together again.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Sounds like
Drew,
a plan.
Yeah, and just let us know if you have any traction with the McDaniel College Environmental Studies Department on either of those things.
Will do.
Right.
Will do.